All right, so obviously the best thing to do is to crash your whole computer, or at least OBS and Painter. So this is after everything crashed and had to be task manager executed and brought back. This is exactly what we had. This is the same model, but I didn't bake the materials. Same material on it, this machinery thing. And you remember, it was like it was finding all the edges. It was adding the rust in where you would imagine it should be. But without that bake, I just dragged the material on and it looks like garbage. We're going to leave that as is. I'm just going to say just drag some other stuff on. So the smart materials they're dumb if you didn't bake. So, but the other regular materials here, so I've just got sorted to regular materials. They still come out nicely. And you get like this rusty metal, some rusty metal here. Yeah, kind of cool. And then you can paint other stuff on top of it. Anyway, assume you've done all the things and your thing looks really, really nice in substance. Now we've got to bake the materials into textures and then bring them back into Blender, whatever that thing is we always use. So export textures, so file, export textures. And then here we've got a whole bunch of templates, and I think we've got a Blender template right here. So I'm going to export for Blender, and what that's going to be doing is giving me an alpha, base color, displacement, emission, metallic, normal, roughness, all of these maps for each material. So a full deal. We don't even need all of these. So let me just make sure that's selected. We're on Blender. I thought I'd saved some settings last time, and then I probably just didn't want to save. So based on each texture size, or force it to 4K or 2K or whatever. All right, so I'm just going to come in here, and I do want the base color, so that's cool. The normal, yes. The metallic, maybe I want that. Roughness, I don't need the emission. Nothing on my carriage from ancient whatever is glowing. So I'm just going to X that. I don't need an alpha, and I don't need a displacement. So we'll go with these. Roughness, metallic, normal, and base. So now if I come back, hello, garbage. There we go. You just got to click around a few times. So now it's going to make only 4 maps per material. And then, cool, so it's going to save it in, God, OneDrive, get out of my life. I want it gone. All right, so I'm going to save it somewhere. For now, I'm just going to... I'll put it in there. We'll isolate it because this is not what I want it to look like. So I go to my textures folder, and what I do usually is I will make a subfolder in the textures for what I've baked in Substance. This is back in my Blender folder. So I'm going to make a new folder here. And we're going to call it, something meaningful. And then say select that folder. So all of these files here are going to bake there, and I just hit export. Yeah, for a bunch of 4K textures. Well, some of the materials I didn't even put anything on, but yeah, so it did the thing. So yay, this is the most amazing thing we've ever seen. Let's not save it. Let's pretend it never happened. All right, so guess what? We need a new add-on. So I'm just going to save this as something else. What you want is Node Wrangler. It's free. It lives out in the wild. It's fantastic. Have you ever had to set up each and every, like, this is the base, this is the normal, this is the, like when you bring things into Unity or something? All right. Is Node Wrangler something I've got to download, or is it just a...
I think it's you can just enable it, yeah.
Go to add-ons, preferences, enable Node Wrangler. Okay, cool. And then I'm trying to remember is it Shift T?
Shift your control shift.
All right, we'll try it. So go grab that, turn it on so it's in Edit, Preferences, I promise we're going to get to everyone else's problems too. Node Wrangler, so I've got it on. It's here. It's great. All right, so with this, I saved a copy of it. So I know we added something here, but it was ugly. Let's start with this guy. So this is my carriage part. The coach is what I want, and so I've got this fabric seat. So I'll select the material I want. Control Shift T. Okay, I knew it was T. I was there. For me, this is easiest to do in the shading tab. So I'll pop over to shading. I've got my coach fabric seat set up, and as you can see, it's just this empty principled BSDF. Now I can Control A and drag and drop all day long and set up all 4 of those things, or with this selected, Control Shift T, Node Wrangler comes into play, and all I've got to do is go find what I want. So textures is in my trash folder, and this is fabric seat. So I go find, there's fabric seat, shift, there's all 4 of them. Boom, principal texture set. It sets everything up. It puts in the normal map in place, and it applies my amazing substance material right back here in Blender. Good to go. I've got the PNG texture files in the textures folder, so when I go to export, it should work. Right? Fingers crossed.
You're pulling textures from source other than Painter. You need to make sure they have proper naming because that's what Node Wrangler is looking for.
Yes, that's true. Yeah. So Node Wrangler is based on naming conventions, which Substance gives us. And so this is coach, fabric, seat. Good gosh, let's just go look in the Explorer.
Yep.
Bro, I'm hungry too. I'm feeling that. If you killed, you'd have a steak. That's so. We've got base color, metallic, normal, roughness. So they're named properly. So that's how Node Wrangler was able to figure out what goes where. So good naming conventions help. All right. So now, right, I should probably bake all that down again, but I'm not going to. Let me do at least this guy, because I know that had a lot of the rust on it. On the wood, we made rusty. So fantastic. So same thing, Control Shift T, and I'm just looking for horse pole wood or something, coach. Don't know what I called it.
It's just, I think it's horse.
Okay, yeah, there we go. So I grab the 4, they should all be together, and then it just applies it. And so now instead of wood, I've got this rusty metal. All right, assume I did it all. We're trying to speed through here. So I'm gonna come, not file, I'm looking for layout. All right, so save it. A to select everything. We're gonna go to export, FBX. And I've got them saved as presets, or I think I did. I thought I did. There we go, FBX with textures. So with this preset, I've saved everything's copy mode, and this thing's turned on, so it'll copy into the FBX. I don't need batch mode. I'm only doing the selected objects. And even though I've got literally everything selected in here that's visible, including the light and the camera, this is filtering to only mesh objects. So that works nicely too. Scale is fine. Everything else I've got set up. Apply unit, use space transform. I'm not bothering with animation. So this is my setup. It's basically path mode copy, and this guy turned on, mesh, and selected objects is the main things that are different. So I'm just going to, you know what? I don't even want to look at this ever again after this. I'm going to put it on my desktop so I can see it all the time. Carriage unwrap test, FBX, fine. I'll export that.
That's too fancy.
All right.
That's really good, but that's too fancy.
Where you go? There it is. So I had to reinstall 3D Viewer. It doesn't come default. All my other ugly colors are there. But the things I set up, this awful material on the seat and my rusty metal over here, they at least show. So I know that they're in the FBX. 3D viewers kind of gross. It kind of makes everything look nasty. But I'm just checking to see that the texture's there. The two textures I cared about are there. So the FBX is good, right? Let's assume everything else is there. I like it. And I'm going to take that and put it on Sketchfab. It doesn't like showing FBXs. So you've got to go to the wonderful, thank you, sponsor of the video, Microsoft. No, they're not. They're sponsor of everything else, though. So you've got to go to I had to go to the Microsoft store to find 3D Viewer and reinstall it because it's not a default thing in Windows 11. And then once you get it installed, you come over to Help and Settings and just tell it, yes, FBXs are okay. Show me those. Then it'll show you your stuff. All right. So that's the full export. In that regard, I'm going to try and find a better FBX to actually put on Sketchfab. And so I'm hoping that I saved it properly. Dun. Carriage finished. Here we go. Open this guy.
Is it the file size?
Maybe. Let me just go look.
I mean, it's too big for what is for Sketchfab.
It is, isn't it? Fudgy. I might get away with 200, but that's still not enough. Okay, so this guy's too big, but here is the actual materials I put on it. Made ugly by 3D Viewer because this does all kinds of weird stuff with the lighting and the metalness and all that jazz. I don't think I have metallic on this. It's just got roughness, normal, and color. But yeah, you can look. So this was a paint over wood that I put on here, and you can see that with that baked mesh and the smart materials, like it automatically just wore all the edges for me, added in some cool stuff. So do that. All right, so this is
Scale the wear.
yeah, you can do all, yeah. We'll take the materials class, or maybe we'll look into it deeper later. But there's, man, this summer. Don't go to the Megaplex. Play with Substance Painter. It's another one that's had to shift to every other because there's not enough people who survive the intro classes.
If it was just a summer course, then, yeah.
No, I do a textures and a materials. So I do the one in Photoshop and I do one in Substance.
I've not taken the one.
Okay.
So I will be taking that second.
All right. So Matthew found our first problem, which is that this is probably way too large for Sketchfab.
Not even looked away.
Hey, shut up. All right. But someone made a cool broken stone fountain. That's fun. You can get inside of it, and like it takes off.
Scott's
All right. All right, so I'm gonna try upload. I'm gonna browse. Pretty sure this is way too big for Sketchfab, but I'm just gonna, yeah, I'll try it because I like to see the error messages. I like to know what my problem is. Oh, carriage finished. Yo, you have reached the maximum file size allowed by Sketchfab. Okay, so part of the problem, and I probably could fix this right now. Part of the problem is I've got one massive UV at 4K for each material slot. So I could make a copy of this and bake it all down into one like we did with the barrels and the other stuff. But yeah, I don't know if we got time to get into that. And I want to look at that TARDIS that was in the background.
So what you're saying is we can't upload a one-to-one scale of Earth to Sketchfab?
No.
I think
Especially with like humans on it.
There goes my weekend plans.
Yeah.
I was gonna make a live updating and also.
Yeah.
Okay, let me see if I can just find something that actually works. What else did we do that was cool that like might be?
Zooms into wherever you use.
No matter where you.
I wonder if I got the hut down to a decent size. Yeah, that's true.
You should upload the default Blender cube.
I should. Man, watch me take off.
Upload the default Blender cube.
Or the burlap sack.
You have to do that. It's 105 dollars for the upload size. Mind you, you can apply textures after this.
That's true too.
That's really fun.
Yeah, actually that's true.
I had exported as a mesh for the textures.
And I figured we're going to get into that, but maybe we'll just plan for it to start with. Look at that. I don't know what 3D viewer is doing with metallic.
Is it like black?
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
All right. So this guy exists. How big is he? Oh, he's 482. He's too big. Burlap sack. Did I bake those? I don't even know.
Dang it, someone else already made it. Someone already.
Oh, the dock might.
Shoot, I can't remember.
Somehow my sculpture actually
Who's a table?
but it like it was had like
Alright.
so many versions.
I'll try the dock. We'll see what happens. So I'm gonna try another model here. Yeah, look at the difference. Dock finished?
Oh, they were deciding.
Yeah, let me see if. Okay. I thought I had Pro. Sketchfab ripped me off. Okay. Not gonna work. All right. So I've got the dock. Let's look at the workaround here. So I have the dock here without textures on it. And look at this file size difference. Most of my file is in the textures. Yeah, it's crazy. So I'm just gonna, we're just gonna upload the doc. Fine. So we're gonna upload the doc by itself.
Short for doctor.
Allow texture inspect. It's not age restricted.
You could mark it as age restricted.
Just gonna do that. Call the test. So I was gonna save it for now.
Hi, my name's Dr. Test, but you can call me John.
How does it feel having no girlfriend, by the way?
I'm sorry, where? Yes. All right. So it should be saved. It's not published yet. I'm going to come to edit 3D settings. So you might find this is what we've got to do. So I've got the dock. I haven't done this in a hot minute. So we'll walk through it. So this is the model without any textures on it, but I've got all the textures that I exported. So this one I did in Substance Painter as well. This one I did in Substance Painter as well, so I've got the materials and stuff all set up. And so instead of Node Wrangler and Blender, I'm going to try to retexture it here in Sketchfab, which can be done. All right, so let's start with planks. So these are my material slots that have literally nothing on them in this FBX, but I do have the texture. So I'm going to do planks. And then I can come to base color here, and where's my upload guy?
Texture under that. You click on it and texture.
Texture, you're right. Okay, there it is. And then I will import textures. So I'm going to, this is a very slow process, but it'll get your stuff there.
You can grab all the textures at once and it'll pull them in. Just after you grab them.
Really? Okay. So I've got all my like all of them, or just that slot?
Maybe just the slot. It might be all of them.
Okay. So I'm going to at least grab all four. I've got base, metallic, normal, rough on here. So I'm going to grab those.
And then you'll have to just
And it looks like,
click base color.
yeah, okay. So import those. Or is that already, it's already imported?
It's already imported. You just click on base colors.
All right, so now base color,
Manage texture.
manage textures, use the color for the color. Who knew? Right, and then for the metalness, it looks like it's already chose the metalness, but we'll look. And then roughness. Go find the roughness. Yeah, and then normal,
Yeah.
turn it on, normal map, find the normal map.
You might have to go by your
It's this guy. All right, and so now my planks are at least textured. And so you can go through all those materials. It's a little lengthy, but this is how to sneak your really, really large models onto Sketchfab. And also, it might not be that you've capped out the size limit. Maybe one slot, one material in the thing you've uploaded just isn't looking right. Come in here to the material stuff in Sketchfab and set that up. So I'm going to go through and do the rest. Planks, piers. Next. So look at that. Highlights them for me for like a hot minute. Texture, manage, import. Yeah, I'm just going to try and just pull everything in now. Except those. I don't want to confuse it and give it like the same ones again. I'm not going to push my luck. Boom. So it imports them all at once, and now I've just got to go through and set them all up. All right, so piers, base color, it's going to be up here, piers base color. And go down the list over and over. I don't even know why there's a metalness slot in this.
it's because Blender exports it, but like when I uploaded mine for all the things that weren't metal on my fountain,
Okay.
I just deleted all the metals textures. So I didn't even.
And it's set to 0 anyway, so it
Yeah.
kind of doesn't even matter. Yeah, I didn't have metalness on this, but
You can just ignore it.
when I exported it, it did the thing. All right, so roughness, grab that guy. And normal, turn on the normal. Give it a normal.
Just to mine, I had to turn off the flip, like the green. Oh,
Turn off the flip.
the flip green on the normal.
Oh, okay, yeah. Depending. Yeah, you'll have to adjust everything. The what now? How is that? Oh? Oh?
That's confusing.
Oh, it got changed. I'm on caps now. What? Okay, so here we go. I think I'm back on piers. Crazy.
And now it's in planks.
So watch for that.
I think it's because it might be the double clicking, you're clicking on something else.
Or me using the scroll wheel.
Yeah.
This is a great way to get everything jacked up.
Yeah, I think it's because you're double clicking.
Yeah. It's a good way to go back through and just check everything. All right, so that's planks. I think I got piers set up. I see the 3 maps. Caps got some extra stuff. So yeah, naming your materials is kind of a big deal. Probably want to do that right. Oh, nice. Just a drop down here. Okay, so I'm looking for caps, roughness, right? Because I'm on caps. I'm just making sure. And then the normal for caps, just checking. I want the correct normal. I did something fun in Substance Painter where I added some water droplets, and they come out in the normal.
That's
Yeah. Then I gotta do. Let's see if let me get away with this. Like I'm putting all the same materials in for the thing that it said it was too much. I can't do it. I'm like, you will if you do it bit by bit. All right, so now I'm on tops, base. Tops roughness. Yes, go away. Tops normal. Cross all the fingers. Double cross.
And make sure your Wi-Fi is good, otherwise it does not like doing this.
Oh, it's still going. Okay, save settings.
So I did this on one button. And it's
No way. All right, let's look. Publish. Oh! Got it. Go see my model.
Floor, chicken gun, port base, yeah.
So it's all there. Triangles. Now, I want to know what the file size is now that I cheated all the.
It's the same as when you tried to upload.
Yeah,
Can we go to
Crazy.
Go to chicken gun re-upload?
nope, thank you. Yeah, so
I can leave.
if you run into size problems, texture it on Sketchfab. So this is exactly what this guy is. Where'd Doc go? What happened? Doc finished? There we go. So these size differences, it wouldn't take this. So I uploaded this without the textures, added all the 4K textures, and got back to here. And Sketchfab's like, cool. So maybe don't tell your friends about this video, because if Sketchfab finds out, who knows?
Someone might die.
Yeah. They'll take us down. They'll fix the glitch. This won't be possible anymore. But
You'll be donated to science.
it's there. It's a thing. And now we're ready to go.
It's food.
So that's a little bit about, we did some baking. I think I did, again, I showed the baking on the burned out hut the other day. And I think that's in the video. What other problems did we have uploading? Will the reapplying textures in Sketchfab fix most of what our problems are?
Doc test. Woo.
Question mark? Who had problems? Who is a problem? Yeah, no, this whole
You
table.
didn't even look over here. You said who is a problem? I raised my hand.
I think we just kind of.
I didn't need you to admit it.
Yeah.
I knew.
No, that's okay.
I knew.
Yeah, it's okay.
All right, so
Steps admitting it.
good luck. I wonder if I can get the carriage up here the same way. Maybe. Let me look again. So Blender, if I go find the untextured carriage.
I'm saying.
Carriage and carriage finish. Let's see those differences. Yeah, slight size difference. These two. So I can upload the carriage and then just apply all the materials that I made in Substance Painter and get it back to this amount, but Sketchfab won't take this amount right off the bat.
I mean, I'll take a while, but I'm not kind of real fun.
So here's the other trick. So if that's what you've got to do, my friends, then either just use the FBX before you went and painted it, or even if you've got, like, you did all your materials inside a Blender, but your FBX is too big now, then we're just going to undo some of the cool stuff we did. And so the export FBX, I'm just A to select everything. So export FBX, and then we're just going to not have that lit up. That should do it, honestly. Or just change it to something else. But honestly, just turning off that little file in a box looking thing should give you the raw FBX with no textures. It'll retain the material slots, it'll retain the UV unwrap, and then you can reapply textures on Sketchfab. All right, so if you just need a lighter weight FBX without all the texture stuff already baked in, that's how to do it. No text. Okay, so just go double check that, make sure that I'm not lying to myself and to everybody else. Yeah, and
It
so
was like the start of.
what? Just still put the textures on. Blast it all.
Viewers always.
3D viewers on crack.
It's always a little something. At least you didn't get the me though.
All right, well, that's good. That's why we test live. Let's go figure out what we can do to strip the. I guess you could just literally strip them. Huh?
Did you turn off copy?
I turned off copy and it's still. Well, it was on copy, but I turned off the little widget. So you can go to shading and just like delete the good stuff, which kind of hurts my feelings, but like you just do that.
I just set back auto button and do the back.
You turn it back to auto. All right, let's undo this then. We'll try that. So back to export everything. Export the FBX. There's my regular, but instead of copy, go to auto.
I turned off the little thing too next to it.
Okay, so we go back to copy. Turn off the thing.
Yeah, and then
Back to auto.
that worked for me.
All right, so I'm just going to overwrite that. So export the FBX. You go away, and we'll start again. No text. Little 3D viewers got to think a little bit every time.
Nope.
Weird. Okay, so then the next thing to do, again, is just to, yeah, make a copy. For the love, don't be stripping all your stuff out in your main file. So make it, make some copy of the file, save as something else, and then if you just need to lighten the load of your FBX, pull the materials out so you can add them back in somewhere else later, then just go to shading and delete all the things. Hitting X, they go bye-bye. Get rid of all those. So now they're back to colors. And now we'll see if 3D viewers just legit on crack or what's happening. We're back to auto. We're saving over that. It's like not even a dialog box anymore for, hey, the FBX saved. They're like, yeah, we took care of it. Don't even worry about it.
Oh, don't pick up the phone. It's going for it. Okay, well then.
Oh, I didn't select everything. But
It's on.
we're back to, yeah, so you just have to delete your stuff in shader. Unhook all those nodes. And then you get the lighter weight FBX that you can re-material in Sketchfab. So we should have no problems getting absolutely ridiculously high poly shrines and fountains onto Sketchfab. Whatever your problem is, get over it. We good? Any other questions? Any other concerns for getting this done? So here's something. So this was simple. But before I upload the wagon to Sketchfab, I'm not sure I want the whole world knowing about this mess. right? Because this was me. I had subdiv on. I did some booleans on top of the subdiv. I did a lot of crazy stuff here. It ended up looking cool, I thought. Actually, I'm just going to open up the finished version so I feel a little bit better about myself. Uh, All right, so it looks goodish, but again, I don't want everyone to see the all of that. So what we're going to do next week is we're going to take our high poly, whatever we just made. We're going to clean it up for step one, right? So this is probably too high poly to show up in even Unity, Unreal, whatever. So we're going to find ways to clean up the nastiness. So get rid of all these, like, look at that. That could be like just a couple of polys. This is a flat surface. So I need to get rid of all the things that subdivision surface gave to me. So I need to clean it up. So we'll do a cleanup first, maintain our shape, but clean it up as much as we can and maintain that shape. And that'll become our high poly version. From this distance, how many polys do I need to see the carriage from this distance? Not a whole freaking lot. So that's what we're going to do. Reconnection successful. Fantastic. Who knows what happened with OBS? So we're going to take our high poly thing, have it done, have it finished, have it painted, whether that be your polygon stuff, substance painter, textures you made yourself, whatever that looks like, or texture paint. And make sure if you do a texture paint that you're always come and save the file. So like if this was a texture paint, save it, always save it. If you don't save the texture paint, then it might not be there when you come back. If you don't save it, it might be there when you come back as part of the blend file, because the blend file itself will hold all kinds of data. But if it's not a PNG, then we can't get it out. So either way, whether your texture painter disappeared or didn't, when you came back, you need to save those files. So it's just as simple as finding that here on the texture painting tab and saving. Save. Save as, save a copy, save it somewhere. I'll probably just use this next week for my let's clean up something high poly and make low poly versions, because I didn't get a chance to make a shrine. This is my shrine to the traveling people.
Hey, so like my shrine is like 50 different pieces, 50 different objects. Is that going to be an issue? Like, should I like?
Do you see how many objects this guy is?
Yeah, I kind of noticed.
Yeah, so we're gonna run through all that together. We're probably going to want to bake that down to a single or at least a couple of like larger chunks of objects, because sometimes a single just doesn't make sense. I'm going to keep the doors separate because they move.
I can do a couple of things.
I'm going to keep.
Is there a crazy interior?
No, I didn't get around to it. I want to do the interior. And then this guy I think is the one. Yeah. So if I RZ that. Right, so I've got the wheels attached to it, so that'll keep separate, so I can do cool things, and the wheels can turn. So I'm going to keep something separate, but like all of this jazz right here, this is the base. I've got the pillars, like kind of the rivets are a separate object. This is a separate object right now. We're going to collapse that as much as we can, and then even though I could cheat my way to get this onto Sketchfab, it's still going to be a ton of materials. And so I don't know what I've done here, but let me go back and look at, well, we've got a little bit of time, what we looked at last week. And so that's going to be the burned hut, pre-bake, post-bake, get baked. Try this one. And this isn't even Substance Painter. This is all in Blender that I materialed this. It just says burnt. So where's my... I hope I saved the bake. So I lost some detail in the bake here, so I guess pre-bake ended up getting baked and not saved to something different. So I lost some detail up there in the beams, as you can see, or the joists. So let me just get rid of these things. But let me look at the UV of this. So this is all of the pieces together now. And since I baked the normal, not thatch, and the color, then I want, just want to find it. I'm on joists, right? There we go. So unselected. So when I baked, it did all the things. So they're all there. I don't know why it's still showing some UV, but a couple of textures I had on there applied together. Once I baked, it changed them all down to a single image. Would I take the entire hut and make it one object like Austin was asking, and then bake it all down into like one UV for everything? Gosh, that actually wouldn't, even at 8K, I'd be losing a lot of detail if every bit of this was baked onto one map.
That would only be like lowest element.
Yeah.
farthest away,
Yeah, and that's another thing we're going to do next week as we get into the cleaning things up and making them smaller. We're going to take our 8Ks down to 4. We're going to take our 4Ks down to 1. Like, so we're going to take a lot of our stuff and resize them so that the LOD for far away like weighs nothing.
Still using 2K textures for like everything I do.
2K is fine. Absolutely.
I try and stick to 2K just because.
Unless it's like a hero thing that's like really large that you're going to be up close to, I don't even know if I would go 4K very often if I was going to Unity. But since this was for Film Fest, I was like 4K at least. I could have gone 8, but decided not to melt Matthew's computer.
If it was something like a flag, that's about the only time I'd use a 4K texture.
Yeah.
But
I've been using, for Film Fest, I've been doing 4K for everything, and there's one 8K texture just because I couldn't get the detail with the 4K.
Yeah.
I've realized since that there's a better way to do it, and I can make it now. So
Yeah.
That's useful.
And I'm like 97. We're still on. Cool.
So it's an 8K texture, but all of the textures with one stroke.
Just look at this.
I've gotten to where I'll go and I'll select by material and then unwrap by that material just so that I can.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. And so if you got a bunch of material slot, that's good for the start, for the first version, right? Each material slot can have its own unwrap because it doesn't need to share the UV space with anybody else.
Mm-hmm.
And then once we get them all nice as we can, we'll let Blender do the bake so that they all get shrunk down onto a map.
You can do multiple UVs in the same.
Yes, that's true too. Okay, so I think
That I didn't know.
maybe in this
You
one,
can bake from one UV to another.
can I watch a stream on my stream? Oh, there we go. Tile that. Complex materials. This guy's videos. It's awful. It won't let you get away with that. Side, so Blender's no longer.
No, cavities technically also on.
I just did that in class. I thought I recorded it, but anyway, yeah, the process that I went through to bake down this guy from a bunch of larger textures. If you need it, let me know. But it's almost exactly what we did, except let's see if I can find the other one. So again, these are the piers, these big beams up top, all baked down. And let me just go find the original. Oh, there it is. It's here. It's in this file. Fantastic. So the original was, the UV was stretched way the heck out because I was tiling and doing all this stuff, and just looked really funky. stuff. Pre-bake, pre-bake. You can see some of the detail I lost when I baked it. But now let's look at the UV for this. Again, like here's the actual image. And this is everything. So let me just tab, select by material. So for the actual wood part, they're all going this way. So I got my ends and my caps, and then all the beams are going here along whatever the original was, which was something from Polygon wood, extension beams, worn 2K. So that started as a 2K. And then the overlap is where I've got the, unselect that. This is all the charred bits unwrapped. So big, nasty overlapping stuff. And then when I baked it all down into one thing, it just became one map. Very fun stuff. But this is when we get past intro level, when we get into like we're making really, really cool stuff, we start freaking huge. And like I said at the beginning of the class, your biggest, bestest looking thing probably will never be seen by anyone but you, because the file's too big and it'll melt someone's computer and the game will die and the animation won't render. So we've got to learn these tricks to, all right, we made the coolest thing possible. Now let's optimize it without losing quality so that we can share it with the world. Make sense? Yeah, this is why we're not just an art program. This is very much more a technical art. We get technical.
It's like, how do you have all these high fancy looking models? I mean, it's so hard to render them, just like in Blender. How do the game engine do that? Just like
We have to optimize. Yeah, yeah. So taking this was multiple materials with two really crazy UVs. Shrink them down, make it one UV. If you can get into any of your favorite games and pull those assets out, the FBXs, the things, look at the UV maps. The UVs are like black magic. Or you look at it like this little spot here is like the green thing that's like all over the thing, but it's just so weird. Yeah. Analyzing actual finished game stuff really like kind of opens your eyes to like, oh, this is a bigger process than we thought.
have you ever looked at the feed in Skyrim? It's like eight polygons.
What?
Yeah.
In Skyrim, yeah, there's like 8 polygons to the feed. It's ridiculous.
All right. Well, this sounds like
The other.
a worthy.
I was good. Nobody say what.
What?
I don't, maybe we don't get the.
List polygon.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah. It's fine. It's a. It's no. Okay. No. Okay. So yeah, maybe feet are the bad example. Don't look at.
No, we're done.
Don't look at those mods. Great. So Node Wrangler, Substance, exporting, reapplying textures in Sketchfab because Sketchfab won't take it all at once. Are we good? So I think I've got set for tomorrow. So you've got still yet another day on finishing the super nice thing that no one but me and you will ever see. What we'll probably do, that's the wrong thing. What we'll probably do is the thing that you uploaded to Sketchfab, we might replace with the cleaned up version, just so that you look a little more professional on your portfolio. But this is what we're uploading now is the massive, overly detailed thing.
Yeah.
We'll optimize, get our real high poly, and then go down from there. See you next week. Don't report this stream.
Roll credits.
Roll credit.
It's not intentional.
What did you do to me? He set me up.